I am consistently stronger than 99% of people that have been in the gym for as long as I have. I'm not the strongest person in the world. I still have progress to make. But with people that have been in the gym for 4 years, like I have, or honestly even longer, I'm normally stronger than they are. I've made more progress. I've gotten ahead of them. I realized this the other day when I was working out with a friend, and he was someone I met in the gym, and we worked out together, and we were doing like pull day or something. And I was putting more weight on the bar than he was. I was picking up heavier dumbbells than he was. And he was kind of like saying, he was kind of complimenting. He's like, "Damn, you're actually like really strong." But he had been in the gym since I started. So he's been in there for at least 4 years, maybe longer. And yet I've gotten ahead of him. That's a very common occurrence. And in this video, I want to teach you exactly how to do the same thing. I want you to get ahead of other people. I want you to make more progress faster. I want you to get ahead of 99% of people in the gym. There's a couple ways to do this, okay? But it all hinges on one thing. Well, two things, really. One, you have to be consistent. That's the ground rule. That's level zero. You have to be consistent because, of course, if you're not consistent, then you're not going to make as much progress. That's just natural. For a lot of people, this is the problem they have to focus on. The problem is not necessarily how do I get ahead of 99% of people in the gym. The problem is how do I become a gym rat? How do I get consistent, right? If you're a beginner, this should be the number one thing you're focusing on, consistency. Don't worry about the second thing that I'm going to talk about. Focus on consistency. And once you're at 6 days a week, I've got other videos on consistency, but I'll give you a little breakdown right here. Basically, in order to get consistent, you need to follow a 6 or 7 day a week routine. Nothing else will help you, okay? It won't build as much consistency. The reason for this is neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the process by which the brain starts forming habits and behavior, right? Neuroplasticity basically works. This is the bro science. Like, if you perform an action more, that action becomes more automatic and easier. Okay? So this is why it's so easy for gym rats who go all the time to stay in the gym and keep going, because it's their identity. The behavior is automatic. So you want to do a 6 to 7 day a week routine because that will maximize sessions performed, which will, of course, help with building neuroplasticity and building consistency, right? Nothing less than that. Try to aim for like every single day with a rest day. I was rested on Sundays. And the second point is to lower the intensity of the workout until you can be consistent. For a lot of beginners, your brain is going to argue with you as soon as you find it hard to be consistent. You're going to be like, I don't want to go today. I don't have time. I've got too much on my plate. I really don't want to go. And the way that you overcome this is you tell your brain, okay, we're not going to make it hard today, but we still are going to show up. We're just going to drive to the gym and then see what happens. You can agree to do 5 minutes of working out, 10 minutes of working out, one exercise, one set, one rep, if that's what it takes, okay? But you have to get yourself to show up. Even if you have to do some weird negotiating with your brain, right? You should be disciplined, but a lot of beginners are not disciplined. So even if you have to negotiate with your brain and be like, okay, well, we're just going to do 5 push-ups. I'm going to drive to the gym and do 5 push-ups. Your brain's going to think, well, that's weird. Like, why would I drive to the gym and do 5 push-ups? But the idea is to just get your brain to agree to do it, okay? And then once you're there, then you can worry about the intensity of the workout. Maybe you end up becoming motivated and you like go for longer than you planned and stuff like that, right? But consistency at all costs, because consistency or death. If you don't have consistency, you're not going to the gym. Zero workout is far worse than a shitty workout. After consistency, in order to get ahead of 99% of people, once you have consistency, we've got that checked off, right? Once you've built that habit. The second one is intensity. This is where I killed almost everyone. There are still like some really impressive people out there that have been going for 4 years, 3 years. They can push more than me. And they have my complete respect, right? But with most people, I pushed way harder than they did. From the very beginning, because I was frustrated with myself, I started the gym because I hated myself, essentially. I hated being skinny. I hated having no attention from girls. I hated getting no respect from anyone. And I was frustrated with myself, and I took that anger out on the weight. And so I would consistently push extremely hard. I would push more weight than I felt like doing. You need to do this. You might think that you're doing this already, but you're not. Most people aren't. They stop within the little comfortable range that they like to sit at, and they're like, man, why am I not progressively overloading? Because you're not pushing hard enough. There is an undertraining epidemic, not an overtraining one. But here's the specific way that you train intensely, okay? Because a lot of people are like, I can push weight, I can push heavy weight, I can try real hard, but what does training intensely really mean? Training intensely is going until failure every single set. You know how most of us stop at around 10 reps? I used to do this. Most of us stop around 10 reps or 6 reps or whatever the rep mark is. Loud ass truck, sorry. Whatever the rep mark is for that set. Because we have it written down, we're like, all right, I'm going to do 10 times 135 on bench press. And you push that, and then after the 10th rep, you stop. And then you're like, well, man, I hope I can go up in weight next week. I hope I can add more weight to the bar next week. What you should have done was gone until failure. You should have hit your mark and then continued on until failure. Get a spotter. You're going to need a spotter for a lot of things. Or choose an exercise where you don't need a spotter, such as a dumbbell exercise or a machine. Athletes, fitness influencers, okay? The people you watch on YouTube that you look up to, they don't stop after 10 reps. They don't. They go until failure every single set. You ever notice how much effort they put out? How much effort the Trend twins put out? How much effort Alex Eubanks puts out? They exert so much effort on their lifts. You'll notice if you watch them, do this right now. This is an actionable step. Go and watch their videos. Go and watch a workout montage. They've normally got it in the middle or in the beginning, whatever. Watch how they look. Does it look like they're stopping after 10 reps? No, it doesn't. Every single time, you can go and do this. Try and like call me out. Go and watch them. Every single time, their face gets all scrunched up, their face gets red, they start breathing real heavy, and then the last rep, it takes them forever to push it up. My point with this is, if you want an influencer to your physique, if you want to get ahead of 99% of people, which you should if you're in the gym at all, otherwise it's a fucking waste, then you have to do their style of training. If you want to look like an influencer, you have to train like an influencer. They don't stop after 10 reps. They don't stop after 8 reps. They go until they can't anymore. It is a sin. I want you to memorize this phrase here. It is a sin if there is gas in the tank. Every single set, you need to go until absolute failure. Here's how, okay? I'm going to teach you exactly how. This is the method that I use right now. I use it on all of my sets, and I've seen incredible growth from that. I've had PR after PR. I progressively overload all the time. This is how you break your plateau, okay? If you go in there, and I've had periods where I plateau as well. You'll go in there and you'll be like, oh, I probably can't do more weight today, right? I probably can't progressively overload. Don't worry about that right now. Focus on failure. For every single set, you have your target number of reps. For me, it's normally 10 reps, okay? So I grab whatever weight I can do 10 reps for. But I grab a weight that I know I probably can't do 14 reps for. A couple more. And then when I perform my set, let's say it's incline dumbbell bench press, one of my favorites, I'll push up, I'll do the 10 reps that I know that I can do. But instead of stopping after 10 reps, I just continue until I can't anymore. I go until failure, right? So maybe I get 1 more rep up, 2 more reps up, and then I can feel the last rep, the rep that I don't have any strength left for. So it's like the rep I know I'm going to fail at. But instead of being like, okay, now I've hit failure, now I can drop it because I can't get it up. Instead of doing that, I try and push it up anyways. I go up millimeter by millimeter. I don't just drop it because that's like subpar failure, right? If like stopping after 10 is, normal stopping, if that's subpar, normal failure is still subpar, where you just go until, okay, I don't have another rep. Go until absolute failure, where you try and push it up anyways. Centimeter by centimeter, get the weight up. Just tell your brain, I'm just going to get the weight up. I don't care. Sometimes you'll get another rep out. You'll surprise yourself. You'd be like, fuck, I'm strong. I didn't know I had that in me. But regardless, wherever you absolutely fail, don't just put it down. Try and push it up, and then if you can't push it up, do a slow negative. So keep pushing, keep engaging, let's say the chest for incline dumbbell bench press. Keep engaging the chest and pushing with the chest and of course your arms and your shoulders a little bit. Keep engaging that muscle until eventually it lowers on its own because your strength is running out. And then hold it at the bottom for as long as you can. And then drop it. This is hard. It's really hard to do. It's hard mentally because you're scared. We're all scared of actually failing. Because it's going outside of your comfort zone, right? Most people don't do any failure sets at all. And it's so weird because I know if I push myself until absolute failure, that workout, if I do it every single set, I can guarantee myself that I'm going to progressively overload. Like I'm going to, because I'm forcing absolute growth because I'm pushing my muscles to their limit. So I'm forcing adaptation. I know for a fact I can sleep well at night knowing that I'm going to progressively overload. I'm going to go up in strength because I push myself to my absolute limit. It's scary in your head. It's effort you don't want to do, but we don't wallow in comfort, right? If you want to get an aesthetic physique, if you want to, get a top 1% physique, we don't sit in comfort. We don't sit where it's comfortable. We push ourselves outside of our comfort zone a little bit every single day. We push past our boundaries. Okay? What's so interesting is I started getting really aggressive in the gym with it. I'm doing something that I've never done before, which is if I'm, doing whatever exercise, right before I do the set, I'll shake my head like that. Like I'm literally trying to shake away bad thoughts, weak thoughts. It's not something I've ever done before until I started doing failure sets every single workout, every single exercise. It's almost like it's an exercise in masculine energy and aggression, if that makes sense. It's like I'm exercising my brain to be aggressive, to be in an aggressive mode, to be in attack mode. It feels amazing. All of my sets feel so satisfying. And in case you think failure every single set is too much. Not really. Just try it for yourself. You're not going to overtrain. You're not going to that's going to be too much. There is no replacement for going until failure, okay? You will see so much better progress from going until failure. You will get ahead of 99% of people. It's not that hard. There's not that much risk of injury as long as you're careful with it and you're not a retard. And it's so worth it. It's not overtraining. Actually, you're undertraining now if you're not going until failure. And you can do it every single set. Don't be scared. It's not a big deal. It's actually it's fine. Honestly. I used to be worried that if I went until failure every single set, I would get my muscles burned out and I wouldn't be able to push as hard after set number 1. But that's not entirely true. Yes, set number 1 is the strongest, but as long as I have 3 minutes of rest in between sets, roughly, I had to increase it because I had it at 1.5, 2 minutes. But after 3 minutes of rest between each set, I can still push that weight. So yeah, don't be afraid of exhausting yourself. Exhausting yourself is the entire point of exercise. Actually, if you're not exhausting yourself, remember this phrase, it's a sin if there's gas in the tank. If there's gas in the tank, that's a workout wasted. To get ahead of 99% of people, train intensely. Okay? Undergo that practice of aggression. Go until you can't anymore. Make yourself fail. Force muscle adaptation. It helps if you get angry, if you go into attack mode with the weight, if that makes sense. Get aggressive. In your head, say something like I'm not gonna let this stupid fucking weight push me around. I'm not going to let it push me around. It's nothing. It's light to me. I can throw it around all day long. It helps a lot if you say that, if you tell yourself it's light. Also, if you don't put expectations on how many reps you can do. Make sure you're getting your target number of reps, okay? I should have explained this earlier, but if you don't hit your target, you went too high in weight. So if I had 10 reps planned and I only hit 9, that means I picked up too much weight and I need to make sure I do 10. If you do more than your fail number, like 14, if you do more than that, 14 or more, that means I picked up a weight that was too light and I need to go up, okay? But during your set, don't put any expectations on yourself. The mindset you need to have is, I'm just going to try one more rep and then see what happens. Then you perform that rep. And then again, you go in your head, I'm just going to try one more rep and see what happens. My younger brother he's where I used to be, scared of failure. He's scared of failing. He thinks it's something bad because the word failure means something bad to him. Failure is a very, very good thing. It's hard to go until failure. But he's always like, anytime he has to drop the weight, he feels disappointed in himself. Don't be like that either. It's a very impressive thing if you can go until failure. Whether or not you feel like, oh man, I should have had more reps of that, that's embarrassing. Yeah, but you push yourself until your limit, so you're going to get stronger. You can't control how many reps you can do in the moment, but you can control if you force adaptation and muscle growth, right? Don't go into it with these expectations, these stupid expectations, like, oh, I should be able to do this many reps, right? Or even like limiting, what do you call that? Limiting belief for the set. Like, oh, I can't do more than 10 reps. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If rep number 10 is not failure rep, you can do more than 10 reps. So don't think, oh, I can't do that many. Or don't think I should be able to do way more. Just go into the set and see how hard you can push yourself. So that's all. If you want to hit PRs, if you want to get ahead of 99% of people, if you want to have insane muscle growth, build a physique like no other, go until failure. Train intensely. There's no replacement for intense training. Absolutely none. But if the problem is consistency, make sure you're consistent. That's ground zero, right? 6 days a week, 7 days a week maybe. Then train intensely. The top link in the description is my full program. If you are interested in building an aesthetic physique, if you're serious about it and you're willing to invest in yourself, you should click that, watch the attached video, read what it's about, and see if it's for you. If you got any value from this video, there's something you can do which is a win-win for both of us, which is to scroll down and click the subscribe button. I win because I get a new subscriber. You win because anytime I have a new insight, learn something new, or try something new, I can make a video and directly give you value. Have an amazing day. Mwah.